We're going to be auctioning off Karen Reed's SUV.
And there it is, staring right at us, the most famous taillight in the history of America.
Take a stab on how much they wanted for the radio.
$1,000.
Oh, God.
$15,000. And the radio doesn't work, but they did give me a handful of chips.
How many texts do you think might be in that complaint?
How many? How high can you count?
The state police grabbed the car. They had it for years.
There it is, Karen Reed's SUV, and it's going up for auction, and somebody purchased it. Let's find out who.
When she was finally acquitted the second time, she got it back. Bill Broussard from JB Auto Care took it. There were mice living in it. The state police weren't taking good care of it. I know that's a shocker. What's going on with Karen Reed's SUV?
This is the man that originally purchased Karen Reed's SUV. His job was to restore it and then put it up for auction. Let's see what happened.
Yeah, so we got the vehicle. Originally, we thought it was just the taillight. That was the main focal of the car. So it shows up in the parking lot, and the dashboard was pulled out of it. The radio, so it was all apart. Wires are hanging everywhere. Radios are programmed to this particular VIN. So we originally put the battery in it. I had a strong smell of urine. There was a lot of like mice debris in there, so there was some nests. Ugh. So we got it running. It only had 12,000 miles on it. The car is still basically brand new.
Karen Reed was leasing the car, and she was forced to make the monthly payments, which were approximately $1,300 in order to keep possession of it. So therefore, she made all the payments. Eventually, this guy took control and ownership of the vehicle. Obviously, we're hearing about the condition. When the state returns a piece of evidence, they don't legally have to reconfigure it and make it working again.
You had, the fingerprint dust in there. We put the dashboard back together, which wasn't easy because someone else took it apart, so we had to figure out how it went back together. We put the radio in, and the radio doesn't work, but they did give me a handful of chips. The chips are not going back in the radio. So the radio.
That's like giving you the pieces of the taillights.
Yeah, so I'm like,
hey, what good does that do to give you the chips if they're disconnected?
Yeah, so I called up Lexus. Take a stab on how much they wanted for the radio.
$1,000.
Oh, God.
$15,000.
Are you kidding me? $15,000 to replace a radio?
$15,000. Isn't it the responsibility of the county of Norfolk, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts?
So no,
they wrecked the car.
I did a little research, and they're not responsible for putting the vehicle back together.
Like I said before, that is true. And Afferman faced the same exact issue when the police broke down his gate, broke down his door, and then never fixed it.
Even if you're innocent.
So she's looking at a $15,000 bill for a car that was wrecked by the state police.
Yes, it doesn't seem right. I'm not sure. So Alan called me the other day. We talked on the phone. He said he's working on the paperwork with Karen, and he'll get back to me with that.
This interview took place months ago, and he's referring to Alan Jackson there, Karen Reed's old attorney.
Yeah, but on my end, we're done. It's clean. It's running.
So the car has been fixed now, and it's going to be auctioned off. All the money is going to go to the Karen Reed Legal Defense Fund. And you got to bring a check, a certified bank check for $20,000.
In order to make a bid at the auction, you had to come with a certified bank check in the amount of $20,000. Let's hope a lot of people show up
to become a recognized bidder. Alan Jackson, though, thank you so much for joining us.
How are you, Howie? Long time no talk to.
How many texts do you think might be in that complaint?
How many? You're just asking for a volume number?
Yeah.
How high can you count?
Before they spoke about the auction of Karen's SUV, Alan Jackson revealed that there are so many texts involving Michael Proctor.
Cunt.
He can't even count the number.
I don't know that we're going to refer to every single text in the complaint. The information that we have, it's voluminous. None of this comes free. We're deeply appreciative of Bill and what he's done, Bill Broussard, and what he's done with regard to this vehicle. That car, that truck, that SUV is far, far bigger than the nuts and bolts and rivets that hold it together. It's an iconic symbol of breaking down a corrupt system. That is what that truck represents. That's what that SUV represents. It's a nuts and bolts symbol of a fight not to just take something that's given to you, but to fight back and to ensure that the truth is told. It doesn't come free. It takes a lot of folks to do this for and with Karen, and it comes at a very high cost.
Would like to see people get out there and bid, and go to J.J. Manning Auctioneers to read up on how you can get involved in the bidding.
Crowds gathered today to see Karen Reed's SUV, the car central rather to her 2 murder trials. It was set to be sold to the highest bidder earlier today.
Okay, here we go. It's auction time. Let's find out who actually purchased Karen Reed's SUV.
The excitement was building at J.J. Manning Auctioneers in Woburn. The very vehicle at the center of the Karen Reed murder trials was up for sale. People showed up to see who was going to get the keys. Karen Reed was leasing the Lexus SUV when she was accused of backing into and killing her Boston police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe.
The ownership received an offer prior to the auction sale here today.
But because of the limited number of bidders, the owner apparently decided to go with an offer they received prior to the auction.
In their mind, based upon the turnout, anticipate that they'll do better proceeding forward with that group than selling it at the auction sale here today.
No idea how much that offer was, though.
I have a ballpark, but I'm not at liberty to tell.
According to the auctioneer, Karen Reed's SUV was sold to a private bidder before the auction actually started. But let's find out if that's actually true.
The auction for Karen Reed's SUV was scheduled to happen this afternoon.
But at the last minute, here we are again, right? There was yet another twist in the ongoing saga involving Karen Reed and that vehicle that you just saw there.
The open sale was called off 30 minutes before a bid even came in.
So usually that would be followed by some boos and sighs and ahs.
Auctioneer Justin Manning telling the crowd of bidders and Reed supporters that the owner, Bill Broussard, was presented an offer prior to the auction. He chose to take the deal after hearing that the bidder turnout was in the single digits.
There are many types of auctions, but the law does specify how and when an item must be sold when it's put up for auction. If there is a reserve price, that means a minimum bid that has to be met, and it's not met, then the item does not have to be sold. Here, all we were told was to show up with a $20,000 check, which we did, and we would be able to bid on the SUV. However, before the auction started, they notified all of us that actually had a check there that there would be no bidding and the auction would be canceled. And they told us that it was sold to somebody else.
Broussard is the owner of JB Auto, the same group that worked to repair the vehicle. The number of Karen Reed supporters and trial followers far outweigh the total number of bidders. Manning says Broussard was expected to give the proceeds from the auction back to Karen Reed. We're told the deal went through with a group. We don't know who that is or what their intentions are. The Alcatraz East Crime Museum in Tennessee says they attempted to buy the car previously, but a deal fell through.
A museum wanted to purchase the car, but they did not want any repairs done to it. And I agree with them. They never should have repaired that back taillight. They never even should have repaired the radio for $15,000. Forget it. I'll listen to my iPhone.
And there has been a steady interest from those two groups prior to today. And I think today was a little bit more investor-driven group than those type of groups.
Manning expects the deal to be official in the coming days.
Based upon that offer and based upon the turnout that is here today.
And there it is, staring right at us, the most famous taillight in the history of America.
That he would be better suited to pursue that offer versus proceed forward with the auction sale here today.
Karen Reed's Lexus SUV at an estimated value of $60,000 to $70,000, attracting a crowd outside Manzi Appraisals in Woburn.
I think it's more notoriety. Alan Jackson said this is a vehicle more of a notoriety, of a symbol of a fight. I think that is what we see. We have a lot of turnout.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing this woman. She had the No Nudes t-shirt. Love it.
Waiting to lock this whack job up.
While many gathered to take photos and sit inside the vehicle, fewer than 10 registered to try and take it home. The now restored right taillight as primary evidence.
Well, it's interesting to see. I want a picture at the taillight.
See it? See the taillight?
I think that if they sold it with the broken taillight, it would probably increase the value.
That young whippersnapper is 100% correct. They should have left that taillight in the exact condition for which they obtained it. However, they decided to actually repair it and probably make it street legal. Unfortunately for us, despite bringing that big fat check, we weren't able to actually bid on the SUV. But no matter what, we will never, ever stop producing these videos until the real killer,
Brian Higgins,
is brought to justice. This crime was very simple to solve because it took place within a very small area over a very short period of time with a very limited amount of suspects. One or more of these 10 people has to be the killer of John O'Keefe. That's how easy this is. Once you remove the kids and the McCabe's, you're down to just 3 suspects: Brian Albert, Higgy Bear, and Chloe. Since Chloe's a good dog, she didn't do it.
I didn't do it. I'm a good dog. I didn't do it.
So that leaves just 2 suspects, Brian Albert and Higgy Bear. But of the 2 Brians, only one had the means, motive, and opportunity to kill John O'Keefe. And that's our old cuddly but violent Higgy Bear. Once we had all the facts and didn't jump to conclusions, do you see how easy it was to solve this crime?
I got an idea.
What is that? Is that a person?